the UAW now suddenly coming out. You get the head of the UAW saying, I'm going to support you. We're going to support you, blah, blah, blah. Oh, and boy, did he take some shots at Trump. I want you to see this sound. UAW guy not holding back. Let's take it away, Drew. Let's see this guy.
Donald Trump is a scab. Donald Trump is a billionaire, and that's who he represents. If Donald Trump ever worked in an auto plant, he wouldn't be a UAW member. He'd be a company man trying to squeeze the American worker. Donald Trump stands against everything we stand for as a union, as a society. When you go back to our core issues, wages, retirement, health care, and our time, that's what this election's about. This election's about who will stand up with us and who will stand in our way. Those are the questions that will win or lose this election and will decide our fate. Those are the questions that will determine the future of our country.
So this guy, you heard him. Donald Trump's a scab. That's the president of the UAW saying that. By the way, quick correction. That was a Reuters Ipsos poll. It was not Daily Mail. We were just giving you the right through in the Daily Mail, but it was actually Reuters Ipsos. And it's a tremendous, tremendous poll because it shows that he has jumped from 34 to 40. So that's a huge gain just in the last few weeks. Wow. Sizable gain. It was also Reuters Ipsos who did the last poll. So the head of the union wants you to know Donald Trump is a scab. He's bad news. He's bad for workers, but he's out there saying all this. What? For the cameras, for Joe Biden? Because look at this. He went on with my former colleague over at Fox there, Neil Cavuto, and he admitted that no, none of the workers are actually going to vote for Joe Biden. They're voting for Trump. So what the heck was that whole thing about? I think we know. Ka-ching, ka-ching. We know. But anyway, let's watch Neil Cavuto with the head of the UAW, where this guy actually says the truth despite his big speech.
Look, let me be clear about this. A great majority of our members will not vote for President Biden. Yes, some will. But that's the reality of this. The majority of our members are going to vote their paycheck.
Duh. I was just saying this just yesterday. I was saying this to you guys. You know what? It's fine for the president of the union who makes a lot of money to go out there and be all, tough and say, oh, Donald Trump's a scab. But you know what? The people that are actually on the line, those auto workers, they're feeling the pain. They know what it's like to have higher grocery bills right now. They know what it's like to have to pay more money to be able to fill up their car. They know what it's like to not get big raises like the union bosses do or the company heads do. They know how tough it is in America right now. And they're looking at their life and they're saying, wait a second, who's going to fight for me? Is it Joe Biden, who's obsessed with this diversity, equity, inclusion, DEI movement that, by the way, has no use for some white middle-aged worker guy like me? That's what they're saying to themselves. Or are they going to go with the guy that actually is saying, we're going to protect your job. We're going to bring more stuff onshore. We're going to incentivize American companies. Remember he did this? He incentivized American companies to take all that money they've been parking offshore and bring it back to invest in companies and invest in people and invest in factories. That's what you call smart economic policy. I mean, don't give it all to Ireland. I love Ireland. Obviously, Trish Regan here, right? I love Ireland, but they got a way more competitive tax rate than the U.S. So Donald Trump was trying to find innovative ways to solve for that so we could bring jobs here, have important things like the semiconductor industry here. I mean, this is how you keep people in the game. You don't send every single job offshore. And so the UAW workers, they get that, they know that, and yes, they're going to vote for him. And that's why when you look at these polls and you dig in and you look at what's happening in places like Michigan, Pennsylvania, all of these swing states, guess what you see, ladies and gentlemen? You see Trump ahead by a lot. Wisconsin was a tie. I'll be curious to see some Wisconsin numbers in the coming days, because if we can infer anything from this Reuters poll, he's climbing. He's surging. So how does the left run him? How do they run Biden knowing that no one likes him?